Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm Julia, a Dallas-based flight attendant. Today I'm about to start a 3-day trip. I have layovers in Austin and Chicago, and I'm actually being driven to the airport by my amazing boyfriend, Eric. He looks thrilled. Since Eric and I just moved in together, we're actually still sharing a car, and over the next few days he needs the car, so that is why he is driving me to work today, and I'm also running a little late. I just got to my gate. I'm waiting for my plane to get here. I'm about to do an Orlando turn, so I fly from Dallas to Orlando and then Orlando back to Dallas, and then one-click flight over to Austin where I lay over tonight. So we just did the Orlando turn and everything was really smooth. Both flights went really well, except now we are back in Dallas and our flight to Austin has been delayed a little over an hour. There's something wrong with the inbound aircraft and it's coming in way later than it's supposed to. And as crew members, we are only allowed to work a certain amount of hours per day, and our captain did inform us that he is probably going to go illegal, which means that he has reached his duty limit for the day. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna try to find us a new captain, but I will keep you all updated, and I just hope that we have a safe flight. So I'm just eating my dinner while I wait for my next flight. I have rice, chicken, corn, and sweet potatoes. It's so good when you mix it all together. Made it to Austin and I have a super cool hotel room. So in here we have a closet, and I swear this is like the comfiest robe I have ever touched. It is so soft. I will probably wear it when I get out of the shower. And then through here you have a coffee maker and all of that good stuff. And then the bathroom is through here. It is super pretty. I love all of the tiling on the shower floor. It's super nice. And then in the main room, you have a large TV, a lamp, a chair, and then the room itself is so big. And then there's a big bed, and above it there's some really cool pictures and a desk right here. And then I'll show you guys the view again in the morning from my hotel room because it'll probably be a lot more clear. I do get asked all the time what my schedule is like as a flight attendant. I was thinking, since I'm filming this right now at the end of October, I could go through my entire month schedule with you guys. I can show you all where I flew to, how many hours I flew, and all of that good stuff, but I am really tired right now, so I'm gonna show you guys all of that stuff tomorrow. Good morning, Austin. You look cold and cloudy, so I don't think I'll be leaving my hotel room this morning, but I found out the name of that big building over there. It is the Texas State Capitol. So that is really neat that I have a pretty cool view of that building. Good morning, everyone. So I thought I would just take a few moments to show you guys exactly what my schedule is like as a flight attendant from the month of October. And this month was super interesting because not only did I have vacation time, but we also had some storms in Dallas, so that like extended some of my duty periods. So I got a little bit of everything that I can show you guys. So I thought this would be a pretty fun month to show you how crazy things can get as a flight attendant, but also how much time you can have off as well. But first I need to get connected to the Wi-Fi here, and you guys can look at this picture of Eric and I from our cruise. It was such a fun vacation, and look at him. Isn't he just so handsome? So the month isn't completely over, but so far I am being paid for 99.07 hours of flying time. I actually originally had the first 3 days off of October, but I was on reserve the last day of the month and got called for a 3-day trip, which unfortunately is something crew scheduling is allowed to do if you have those days off and you are on call the last day of the month. So anyways, that trip started on September 30th and ended October 2nd. And it ended up bringing me 11 hours and 42 minutes into the month. I had layovers in Fort Myers and Jacksonville, Florida. And then I had 1 day off, and then I had a trip from October 4th through the 6th. And that trip signed in at 6:13 in the morning and ended at 8:06 p.m. on the 6th. It was worth 17 hours and 54 minutes. I had layovers in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Las Vegas. The first day I worked 2 flights, the second day I worked 2 flights, and then the third day I worked 3 flights. And then what's cool about this month is I had 5 days worth of vacation time, and each day I was paid 3.5 hours worth of pay. So it ended up being the same amount of pay as if I worked a trip with a credit of 17.5 hours. And during my vacation time, that's actually when I went to Orlando with my sister. And then I had another 3-day trip starting the 13th, and it went through to the 15th. And that trip signed in at 6 in the morning and finished at 5:38 p.m. It was worth 17 hours and 16 minutes. I had layovers in Cancun and Oklahoma City. And that trip, I worked 2 flights the first day, 2 flights the second day, and 3 flights on the last day. And then I actually had a pretty good chunk of days off. I almost had a week off from the 16th to the 21st, so that was awesome. And then I started another 3-day trip on the 22nd that signed in at 11:40 a.m. And this actually ended up being a 4-day trip, even though it was only supposed to be 3 days. And that was because of really bad weather and storms in Dallas. So I ended up getting back at 12:40 a.m. So that's what made it a 4-day trip. But originally this trip was only worth 16 hours, but I ended up gaining an hour and 40 minutes because we had to go around storms, and that made our flights a little bit longer. But I had layovers in Salt Lake City and Nashville, and the first day I worked 3 flights, second day 2, and then the third day 2 flights. And the trip I am currently on right now is this one from the 27th to the 29th. And I signed in at 11:59 a.m. and the trip releases October 29th at 10:34 p.m. And the credit is 17 hours and 5 minutes, and I have layovers in Austin and Chicago. And this is an interesting trip because the first day was our longest day. I worked 3 flights. Today I only have 1 flight. I'm going from Austin to Chicago, and then tomorrow I have 2 flights. And this column right here, in case if you guys were wondering, is time away from base. So those are how many hours that I am spending away from DFW. And at the end of the month, all of these hours are added up, and we are given a certain amount of per diem money added onto our paycheck. And then over in this column, they have the position of the plane that you're working on. So for this trip, I was position 3, and then speaker no, because I do not speak another language. And position 3 on this trip, position 1, and position 1. So that is basically just an overview of my schedule for October, and including my vacation time, I have a projected monthly credit of 99 hours and 7 minutes. So that is what I will be paid for the month of October. I still have a few more hours of my layover here in Austin, so I'm gonna go get a workout in before I need to start getting ready for work. All right, well, this is a nice gym, and look at the floor. Can definitely tell that we are in Texas. And then out here they have a pool, which would be nice, but it's a little bit too cold out to enjoy it. So I'm all ready for work now. Today should be a pretty easy day, although I probably shouldn't say that because I don't want to jinx myself. But today we just have 1 flight. We're going from Austin to Chicago, and I think it's like a 2.5 or 3 hour flight, and then we're done for the day and we lay over in Chicago tonight. Our hotel in Chicago is pretty cool, and all of the floors have plants on them, which is really pretty, but imagine if you were the person who had to walk through and water the plants every single day. So we made it to Chicago. The flight was 1 hour and 55 minutes, so it wasn't too long, and we only had 1 flight today, which was awesome. It's pretty late though. It's almost 10 o'clock here, and our pickup I think is tomorrow at like noon or 1 p.m. So it's not quite long enough to go out and see Chicago, which I'm kind of sad about because I have never gotten to explore the city downtown, but the hotel we're staying at is right by the airport. So I think I'm just gonna call it a night and hang out tomorrow until it is time to get picked up and head to the airport, but I will talk to you guys tomorrow. It looks like it is a cloudy and cold day in Chicago today. So I had a nice and relaxing morning here on my layover in Chicago. We have 2 flights today. It is gonna be quite a long day today though. We fly from Chicago to Santa Ana, California, and that flight is scheduled to be 4.5 hours long. And then once we get to Santa Ana, we have 1 flight back to Dallas, and that flight is about 2.5 hours. So we have quite a bit of flying today, but it's gonna be a good day. back to Dallas. It is midnight right now. We were about an hour and a half delayed because, as you can tell, it is raining here in Dallas. But I'm just really happy that we were able to land and that we didn't have to divert and that it was only a delay and not a flight cancellation. So now I get to go home and be with Eric and Luna. Luna! Hi, baby! Hi, hi, honey. All right, so I'm home now and I got this turned up golden retriever with me. Say hi, Luna. All she cares about is her toy. Say hi, Luna. Luna, say hi to YouTube. Oh, yep. So we were bad and we stopped at the grocery store on our way home to get bagel bites and ice cream and milk. Luna is the newest supporter of breast cancer awareness. See? Say hi, Luna. And I'm gonna conclude the vlog now, but just wanted to thank everyone so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you never miss any travel tips and adventures. I will see you guys next time. Bye.